Hello Scorpio, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your reading for June 2021. If you're my Patreon member, which is now kind of sorted, almost, then you are getting this in advance of YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, hi, please do check out my Patreon membership and you will get your readings at least a week to 2 weeks earlier, along with weekly readings and collective readings, all right? Now, Scorpio, this can be your energy. This can be someone you're connecting with, someone you're thinking of, a family member, romantic interest. Keep an open mind. But I am getting a similar vibe to the Aries reading in terms of, you know, what's coming through in visions and clairvoyance. I don't know if that's going to be a theme for the month. This is only my third reading for June. But you do have the Winged Seer. And she's basically... another oracle, she's an oracle angel, but she's not only someone that helps you, she helps you see when things are being like camouflaged or hidden from you, or someone's telling half truths, but it is deeper than that. She helps you see further, she helps you see deeper, and you do have vision, and the ocean is your own energy, so incredibly deep. Maybe dreams, maybe you are seeing a lot of visions, but she's also a protective eye that watches over you while you sleep, basically. And I do think that's got something to do with this. I don't really, because Thanatos is coming up in like the headspace, and Thanatos is the god of death, and his twin brother is Hypnos, who's the god of sleep. There's something to do with dreams here in a very big way. It's not just something to do with dreams. It might literally be all about dreams, okay? So yeah, someone who watches over you while you're sleeping offers you some protection. And if you follow through on what you're seeing there, there's a lot of wisdom to be gained, possibly even, you know, an element of victory, or, you know, you're getting like a glimpse into the future. In some cases here that you're supposed to take action upon. Some of you might be able to remote view, but this reading is saying that you need to almost set aside logic and reason in terms of what you're experiencing or you're seeing, because you're not going to be able to rationalize this. All right. But the first song I got through, the only song so far I heard, was Hosier's Take Me to Church, I Worship Like a Dog. Now, there's various ways of interpreting that if you're not looking at the actual video, but you might want to have a listen to that one. There's very much a feeling of someone possibly confessing. I can get that feeling. There's, it says, take me to church, I'll worship like a dog. I'll tell you my secrets, you can sharpen your knives. It's almost like someone may have something to divulge, and they're expecting to be, you know, I'm actually crucified for it, but something along those lines. So yeah, listen to that song, it might be for you, but that's what I heard. Take you to church. There might be some sort of religious aspect coming in here, there might be some sort of guilt, but that's what the Winged Seer is. She's an oracle angel. With the balance forces, this is about balancing the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang. It may be that, I mean, that's maybe something you've already accomplished, or something you're working on. Maybe you're, whatever environment you're in or whatever you're experiencing now is more one than the other. And those are elements that need to be kind of like brought into balance sometimes with this. And then we've got the dog spirit in reverse. Now, this can be you, or it can be someone you're connecting with. But this, when the dog's in reverse, it speaks of some sort of disloyalty, really. Maybe a betrayal. You can be connecting with a friend. I mean, it could just be a pet, in all honesty. But there's a dog spirit here. And what you might be seeing or getting messages on is maybe that someone has in some way been disloyal to you. So here you go. I've not clarified anything yet. We're doing it together. We've got the vision and we've got the ocean. I mean, how deep can you go? You don't get deeper than the ocean. You know, this is literally your psyche. It is where your dreams are. It is a tool for some people. It's something that you may have the ability to access, and it's your unconscious, but it might be something that's kind of it's incomprehensible. It's so deep, maybe quite dark, and you know, difficult to kind of get to the bottom of. I mean, it's literally, it is kind of bottomless, you know. But there is a vision here, there is a dream, there is something that you're seeing, probably when you are asleep. I mean, for some of you it can be, you know, just visions you're having in the daytime here, but they're very, very deep. And you know, there might be unpleasantness, and I feel like I just literally said this in the Aries reading, because the wings here does offer, there's a lot of eyes here, but it does offer protection as well. So you may even feel that you need some protection when you're asleep, you know. At the base of the matter, the root, the underworld, I would say that's the underworld, but I think that's more to do with the past here. We have the box, and I think that came up in one of the readings this month already. This is about being boxed in, being caged, being held in place here. And this Thanatos is really kind of what it's all about. Honestly, this the power and energy of this reading is all drawn into the Thanatos. It's shown as like a spider web here. And yet the shadow is in reverse in the past. This speaks to me with it being in the past, and the fact it's in reverse is that there's been shadow work avoided here, basically. There's something maybe unwelcome or unpleasant in someone's past, maybe kind of unspeakable sometimes. And, you know, it's not been addressed. It's not been looked at. No, someone's just like, you know, skipped over it or tried to hide it. And I think that might be something that you're, again, coming to some sort of awareness of. Now, this can be you, and this can be you avoiding your own shadow work in the past here. And now you're getting not just, you know, dreams, but, you know, maybe visions, maybe even flashbacks. These can be like flashbacks to something that's hidden, you know, unaddressed, attempted to be avoided in the past here. And that's ultimately leaving someone in a kind of blocked in, squared off space. They might sort of think they've compartmentalized an element of their past here, but they haven't, because it's literally right there. It's in the subconscious. It's what's running the show. And now we're getting these really sort of, you know, deep and possibly dark dreams. Honestly, I'm getting like a PTSD kind of flashback feeling here, and it's because there's something being left behind, something that's unaddressed here. And now we've got Thanatos, which speaks of death, the underworld and grieving. Now what's interesting is when Thanatos is a new card for me. I've never pulled this before to my knowledge. I don't think so, because I've written my little words on it. Now, the shadow is, you know, the underworld. Now, to me, Hades runs the show. He's the big daddy of the underworld. Now, he guards over the dead. He's the god of the dead. He doesn't go and collect them, but Thanatos is the god of death. So there is a very big difference here. It's more of a kind of minor Greek mythological character. Not one I've heard much of. I mean, instantly I saw that I'm obviously going to go to, you know, Thanos and Endgame. It's a bit like that. But, you know, the thing about Hades is, as much as he's very much feared, because he can obviously speak of death, I am conscious that it's in reverse here. And there's the whole story about Thanatos being tricked. He can be a bit of an idiot, Thanatos, as much as he's feared. He's also despised. There's no respect for Thanatos, where there's actually quite a lot of respect for Hades when you think about it. He guards the souls of the underworld. If it wasn't for Hades, we'd have a zombie apocalypse, you know. He does do his job very well, and he does have some respect. And it's kind of in reverse. It's almost like somebody's, you know, got back out. I don't know. But Thanatos is a very different character. He's a very different character, and he doesn't have the respect that Hades does. He speaks about non-violent deaths. As I say, did I say? His twin brother was Hypnos, the god of sleep. Yeah, so there's something going on in the sleep, dream, psychic realm here, okay? But here's Thanatos. I mean, really, he was a bit of, he's not respected, but, you know, he's considered a bit of an arse, really, because, but to be fair, if you were to look at his family, you know, he's not had the best upbringing, let's say that, you know, he had a bad start in life. His mother was the goddess Nex, who is the goddess of the darkness, isn't it? Who's his father? He's god of night. So we've got darkness and we've got night. And his siblings, I mean, they were all like, you know, hideous names. All of his siblings were like strife and punishment and deceit and, hang on, let's see if I need any notes. Nemesis, that was another one. Nemesis was one of them. Personification of like revenge. Eris, strife and conflict. Another one was pain and suffering. Another one was old age. And so many more. So, you know, we're not talking the Waltons here. It might be one of those, you know, somebody's had a bad upbringing, you know, that old chestnut. I'm not specifically saying this as a person, you understand. It's just an archetype. But it's just interesting to me that it's come through with the shadow. So I'm saying Hades and Thanatos, and they often do get mixed up, but they do very much mean, you know, different things here. I mean, if this is a person, this is someone who needs to call all the therapists in, you know, literally, you know, the child of night and darkness, with every hideous sibling imaginable. But he's inherently kind of spiteful and wrathful, and he can afflict anyone. He can afflict anyone. Hades just looks after them when they get there, you know. He protects their souls when they get there. He doesn't go out looking for them. So yeah, pretty interesting. And in the future, in terms of where you're going, we've got the poet. The poet. This can be truth-telling. Obviously, it can speak about, you know, it's usually, again, it's clairvoyance. There's deep honesty here. There's so much darkness there. And I'm almost saying, like, in the future, and I will clarify, there's an attempt here to release, like, a very, you know, dark aura. There's an attempt to release that. You see all these, like, you know, crows and ravens coming off it. I mean, it's very much about sending out your message, delivering your speech, your written word, getting it out there. I mean, if this is someone that's dealing with some sort of therapy, this may, you know, may be part of their therapy. You know, start writing, making a journal, writing about your dreams, trying to, you know, release. But there is kind of PTSD feel about this. But anyway, that's the basic story for you, Scorpio. Very Scorpionic, is it not, for June 2021. But we're going to get into some clarification here and see what it all means. And when I clarify it, it tends to sort of bring it back into the 3D a wee bit. We form a sort of regular story around it. So you are the vision and the ocean that came out together. Let's just see what these mean for Scorpio. What we're seeing in our deep visions for Scorpio. Vision in the ocean. Don't know if they wanted to get right or not. Vision in the ocean for Scorpio. We've got the King of Coins. I just put back the Queen of Coins there. And the Four of Wands reversed. So maybe an earth sign that you're connecting with. This is someone who's usually very a businessman, usually very financially focused. The Four of Wands in reverse can speak of an unstable home life. I have kind of got that with Thanatos already. The other thing about Thanatos is he's often there. It's an energy such as someone who can help people pass to the other side, you know. What do they call them? I'm not talking about doctors or, you know, end of life care helpers or, you know, hospice workers, that sort of thing. I mean, it can be that. That's not what I'm thinking of. It's like a kind of like shamanic type person, not a dream walker. Is death something? I can't think what it is. But it's someone who is there because to help, well, basically to help someone transition, yeah, to open the portal at the very end of their life. And they help remove fear, in all honesty. They help remove fear. Because if Thanatos were in reverse, it would speak of the fear. A fear of old age, a fear of dying, a fear of the unknown, that sort of thing. He is upright. I don't know why I went down that route. The King of Pentacles is a businessman, and he is dealing with either a broken marriage, or that's what he's maybe seeing. There's a vision here. What's the ocean for Scorpio? What is the ocean? What is the ocean for Scorpio? 5 of Wands. So there's conflict here. Oops. And it's for the 10 of Cups. So the Four of Wands and the 10 of Cups combined, there is a marriage on the table here. This speaks about it's almost like someone is battling for their own, you know, contentment, their own happy ever after here. Something is not coming easy. They have a vision of it. They certainly don't have it yet with the Four of Wands reverse here. But in their dream space, they've maybe seen a glimpse of it. And yet there is some sort of conflict around that. Now, it can just be internal conflict with the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. But this can be, you know, a family, a home environment where there is a lot of conflict. Oopsie. There is a lot of conflict. The Soldier. The Soldier is about taking things by force. Can't speak about someone in uniform. It's a battle. It's having to fight for something. It's sometimes being prepared to fight for something. So, you know, there might be a lot of, that might just be happening in the dream space for you, Scorpio. Let's get an archetype on the King of Pentacles, in case it's not you. Who's the King of Pentacles? Who's the King of Pentacles in the Scorpio reading? I just keep hearing take me to church. Maybe somebody wants to get married. Maybe this is what somebody is dreaming of, fighting for. King of Pentacles. He's a slave, which is not like his energy at all. There's that Avenger again, and that came out in the Aries reading, and I am getting similar vibes. So regardless as to your placement, you might need to listen to that video. That they had someone who was seeking vengeance in that video. I very much felt it was a feminine energy, but there was a King of Sleaze in there as well. So to be fair, any 3 of the people in that reading, yeah, could have been the culprit, so to speak. This is a slave, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust, or giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. I don't see that for the King of Pentacles. I think this King of Pentacles has some sort of vision of, you know, a happy ending. I mean, it just wants to come out. someone has been, you know, mistreated, taken advantage of, then there is some sort of a vengeance here, a desire to, you know, balance the scales of justice. Tell me about the Avenger for Scorpio. Tell me about the Avenger for Scorpio. I mean, this can be like somebody's broken up, you know, a happy home, a marriage. Just show me the Avenger. Just one card, please, for the Avenger. This one. Cheerfulness. Cheerfulness talks about a kind of social event, a reception, a wedding, a christening. It's a wedding, but this Four of Wands is in reverse here. It's like someone's, I don't know, someone's feels like their happy's been taken here. Messenger, got that in the Aries reading too. Slave for the King of Pentacles. Thoughts on foe. Female enemy. I swear to God, this is this Aries reading coming through. This is someone can be like stressing, really concerned, trying to strategize, being aware of. This is a female enemy. Feels like somebody's maybe been taken advantage of, been led on a merry dance here. And someone wants to go to war for this. The Soldier and the Avenger. And it might be like at an actual social event. And it would be like someone maybe wants to disrupt it. I'm seeing, I'm seeing The Graduate, you know. Is it The Graduate? Yeah, I think so. It's when he runs in. It's just Dustin Hoffman, doesn't he? Runs into the church and takes it away. God, yeah, take me to church. There's something about a church here and a wedding. And this King of Pentacles feels like something's been, it's almost like, feels like his happy ever after has been taken away from him here. I mean, a lot of this can be going on in, you know, the 4D, you know. So it might not be playing out in the physical. Or it might just be thoughts and visions. It can also be that someone, you know, can be getting quite paranoid. What do I want? I cannot get the song out of my head. It's something else. Oh, okay, let's see the fairies. I want a wee bit more on this character. King of Pentacles in the Scorpio reading, please. Oopsie. I see my little drunken gnome at the base of the deck there. That's in wine, there is truth. Don't know, I'm just getting this whole, like, you know, somebody trashing someone's wedding day, or, you know, I don't know, fighting for their happiness. Show me this King of Pentacles. Who is he in the Scorpio reading? Show me the King of Pentacles in the Scorpio reading. Okay, we've got the Sage in reverse. Put them in order. The Sage can be an eye for an eye. I mean, this is the clairvoyance, yeah, that we've already had come through. We're having visions. We're having, you know, seeing into the depths here. We've got the Winged Seer, who is my clairvoyant oracle. But what someone is possibly seeing with the Dog Spirit in reverse is some sort of lack of loyalty or a betrayal here. But when the Sage is in reverse, he lacks the, you know, shamanic foresight energies. So this might be someone that you're connected with. He also speaks a bit like that. He speaks of old age and It's kind of like a lack of wisdom. It's more a kind of bitterness feeling coming off this. So I've got Indy in reverse, which is somebody is making a decision finally, one that's maybe taken some time to make. And it is very much to move towards the light after the darkness. This is breaking through the darkness when Iris comes through. It's about hope. So there's definitely some bitterness here involving this King of Pentacles, that maybe feels that someone's stolen his happy, someone's, you know, stolen his partner. As I say, this can all be playing out, you know, in the dream space, but there is a female enemy here that someone's having thoughts about possibly sending an invitation to. I mean, you know, come to my wedding. I don't know, but there's something a wee bit twisted about that. Okay, let's have a look at what the shadow is that's been avoided in the past. There's a denial of someone's shadow here. There are, you know, unconscious aspects of oneself that have been avoided because there's something like unwelcome or unpleasant in someone's past here for Scorpio, the shadow. Page of Wands in reverse can be, you know, bad news. And there's the Ace of Swords in reverse as lies here. There's a huge issue of communication and connection here. The Ace of Swords in reverse is a lack of clarity, a lack of communication. It can be lies. The Page of Wands in reverse, there's greed and indulgence here. There's something in somebody's past here that they do not want to look at. They just don't want to look at it. Hello! Oh my God, we've got the Hierophant in reverse here. So there might be like a broken commitment here. This is not doing things by the book. This can be in something to do with like a religion. I've got the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups. There is some real shit in somebody's past here. They may be in complete denial about it. It's the sort of thing where if they show even a chink of light into what is in that cavern, that darkness could utterly consume them. That is honestly what that is. There's lies, I'm seeing plagiarism, I don't know why. Let's just see my devil deck. And again, you've got to listen to the Aries reading because it's coming through powerfully connected with that. Show me the devil in the shadow side for Aries. The devil. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog. It's almost like somebody, I keep saying stealing twice. It's like somebody needs to, like, or wants to be cleansed. They need baptized, I don't know. And honestly, as I'm saying that, there is a white feather blowing in the wind outside my window. Working's not too bad. Maybe someone is a workaholic, what we're working at. We're working at lust and viewing porn. Okay. And now we had my King of Sleeves I've got painkillers as well. My King of Sleeves was in my Aries reading as well. There is, someone's got a very dark, dank past. Dank, I'm actually feeling it's dank. It might be a bit putrid down there. And either they're in complete denial about it, they're most certainly not addressed it, and that's actually ultimately why I think we've got the box here in the subconscious. Someone is constrained, kept in their place. I do think this is like someone who's just tried to box off a very either unpleasant experience or an unpleasant past. They maybe like, you know, try to recreate a whole new identity somewhere else. And they're not looking back with the Sage. They're not looking forward either. They have got some sort of vision, or you have. Or they've got someone from their past here that maybe has been wronged in some way. And that's why they've got a foe. I don't know why they've got a foe, but somebody has got a female enemy here. They've created an enemy. Show me who this female foe is. It's usually a female. Show me the female foe. The female foe. Oh my God, I can't say it. The female It's going to say enemy. The female enemy for Scorpio that someone's having thoughts on. Who? She? If it is a she, who is this for? It's the guardian of the gate in reverse here in the topsy-turvies. Guardian in the gate when it's in reverse here. It just kind of speaks about like there's no forward progress here. The gate's blocked, not taking off, not getting a passage to a new life. Yeah, the gate's blocked here. Doesn't really tell me who they are. The foe, Lady of the Harvest. This is someone who's grieving and suffered a loss. So this like could simply be an ex. Maybe just someone you just didn't want to progress with. You didn't want to move to the next level with. You didn't want to marry. You didn't want to get engaged to. Or someone you've already been married, engaged to, and you no longer. And now they're, you know, they've turned into an enemy. I don't know. Something's been handled or mishandled here. And, you know, it's created an enemy. Doesn't need to be mishandled, in all honesty. Sometimes when people are rejected, they just can't accept it. Literally, it's that simple. It's a personal insult rather than, you know, a mismatch. It's almost like the revenge here is a dish served cold, because I'm honestly feeling that someone is inviting like someone who they've broken up with, or an ex, or who's rejected them, to their wedding. It's like, look at me, how well am I doing, you want to come? I don't know. Right, why win the box? But this past, if this is not you and it's someone else, or if it is you, you need to open that that's a Pandora's box back there. I mean, initially it's going to, like, you know, spout a load of shit into the air, but eventually you'll get your little healing fairy come through, because that stuff just kind of doesn't go away. The box in the subconscious for Scorpio. What's in the box? Working, the 8 of coins. I've got working twice, so definitely, oopsie, got some sort of workaholic here. Yeah, 6 of coins, the 7 of wands. Jeez, oh. Temperance in reverse. See, there's no balance here. This is all work and no play. What is it? Does it make Jack a miserable boy? I don't know why I'm now seeing The Shining. Well, you probably know because his name's Jack. So someone is quite obsessed with money. It might be that, you know, this is just where they're pouring all their efforts into. Because we have got working here. They're not just working on lust and viewing porn. I don't know. But there's obsessiveness here. But this is somebody who's working really hard in the little box. It's almost like this is the place where they're comfortable. Fighting with the 7 of wands, competing in a workplace environment, to be the kingpin, to earn the most money, to spend the most money. This is someone's box. Okay, I'm almost been avoiding it. I'm not going to lie. That Thanatos up there has been. It's like a vacuum. It's like a black hole. Whatever card I put out here, I honestly feel it's like, you know, a sinkhole. It's like sucking it all down. So here we go. On a fresh take. Okay. We have to go Mythic Tarot, don't we? Yes, we do. Scorpio. You have to listen to that song. It's all I can hear. Take them to church. Now, no, I'm not going to go there because I'm not seeing anything like that. And you can sharpen your knife. Good God, let me show you my life. Scorpio. Show me Thanatos for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Show me Thanatos for Scorpio. Five of Pentacles. There's some sort of shame here. This is Daedalus. Wheel of Fortune. It is in reverse. There's something done in the dark. I just feel shame. Because that is who Daedalus is. This is him escaping the town in the middle of the night in his rags after killing his nephew. Thanatos' death and the killing of the nephew. There's shame. It can be to do with finances. We've got a lot of finances here. This is all about money. Someone's subconscious is just all about money. It might be that, you know, that this is where they've just chosen to funnel their energies into. But, you know, front and centre, I've got a Four of Wands and a Ten of Cups, you know. That might just be a dream, a fantasy. The Five of Thanatos, tell me what Thanatos is up to for Scorpio. I mean, it is kind of your own card, Thanatos. Not coming out. There's the Four of Wands again and the Three of Swords. Four of Wands again, reversed. There's the broken family, broken marriage, lack of stability on the home front, Knight of Swords, and Justice. So things are coming back into balance here. Balance forces, that's what Justice is about. And in the Aries reading, I'm going to say it again, the head card was Aletheia, which is about truth. This is what Justice is. It is the truth. It's balancing the scales of justice. And I'm seeing the feather floating by my window. I swear to God it's still there. What is that story about where they weigh the heart? I can't think of it. It's something to do with weighing a heart. Justice. It's Artemis, isn't it? There's something trying to come through here and I'm not quite getting it. Hang on. I'm honestly seeing this as the kind of avenging, because the Knight of Swords is a warrior. The twins, Thanatos, I've already seen the twins and his twin Hypnos. Now we've got the twins. So there's some, I don't know what this is, but you know, you'll pick up in the bits, even if I don't understand what's coming out of my mouth or the connections, hopefully you will. I see a lot of brother and sister stuff here. And a black sheep. Thanatos was a bit of a black sheep in his family. It's not really a family he wanted to be party of, but anyway, there's something in that. This down. There's action being taken here towards justice. So I mean, it can be someone is getting a divorce here, because I've seen the Four of Wands 3 times in reverse. But it can be any sort of, you know, legal situation, bureaucracy. There has been a wrongdoing here. There has been, at the very least, some sort of disloyalty with the dog card being reversed. Show me who the Knight of Swords is with Thanatos. Long. So this is in connection with the relationship. This is my long-term relationship here. The one that's been through the wars. The one where there she just gives and gives and gives until there's nothing left to give. Although I have to say, now I always see him as my wee stone man as being a bit of a doofus, okay? But recently there is this tree, this new sort of little copse of trees that I go to in my walks, and I swear all his roots, a lot of them are out the ground. It's a very big tree, and he looks like him. Sometimes I sort of see him a bit like a Ganesh, and then sometimes he looks a bit like a frog. But the other day when I was passing him, he looked like this, and I was like, oh my god, look, that's my little stone man. So there usually speaks to some sort of stability. He is her stability, as much as, you know, it's like a long-term marriage here. This Knight of Swords may be taking action either regarding a partnership or on behalf of a partnership. He's a warrior. Show me justice for Scorpio. Show me justice. Oh gosh. Right, okay, this is the devil. I know it doesn't say the devil. But this is the Piper in reverse. Now, in his upright, he does speak about seduction, harmony. It's an energy that's very subtle and draws you in. And I am seeing this Thanatos like some, as I say, like a black hole, like a void. And you look at his eyes. It's very devilish. He's usually very devilish in a sort of, you know, sexy, seductive, very difficult to, he lures you in through your daydreams, is what the Piper does. He sings his little song and along you trot. And that might be what this kind of like, you know, whole vision thing is going on here. But he's in reverse, which makes him a little bit kind of devilish, basically. Might be trying to call in a bright mother. Show me the Piper with justice. Next I've got the Athlete in reverse, which speaks usually about strong arm tactics. Someone who could be compelled to cheat to win. Can be a false sense of entitlement. Someone who lacks morality. And now I've got teacher also in reverse. They're all in reverse. Manipulating or abusing students. Teaching negative traits. And right, so whoever that represents, an athletic teacher, is someone who I think the Knight of Swords is taking action against. And here's the letter. The communication, the document, the serving of papers, money. Now, that's a wee bit interesting because the letter and the money together normally speaks to me about a check. I mean, it can't just be communication about money here. And we have already got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And the Five of Pentacles in reverse talks about a recovery. It's coming out of kind of like rock bottom financially. It's having lost it all. And Daedalus doesn't just lose his money. He loses everything. He loses his mind. He's lost his, you know, sense of decency. His own self-respect. There's a communication coming in here about money. It can be an inheritance. Some sort of success with prosperity that might even bring in some sort of joy here. So whatever this represents, Scorpio, and if this is your story, the scales are going to be balanced. Whoever the bully, abusing teacher is, This might be kind of some sort of like a sexual lure. To have the devil back here, viewing porn and lust. As there's a payoff here. There's a payoff here. I don't know why, it might be some sort of blackmail, but there is some sort of payoff here. Constancy and surprise. So someone's been waiting long and hard, and this is a good surprise. A very long time for this coming through. Been very solid, very fixed on it happening, and here is the surprise. It can be anything, the surprise. It can be, you know, recognition. It's usually something good. Let's just ask, what is it? What's the surprise? The surprise is the money. It's like an offer of cash, but it might be like a payoff. Might be a payoff. Show me the surprise money for Scorpio. Show me the surprise money for Scorpio. Okay, well that's actually, it's pretty big money, okay? The bear is one of my money cards. It does also speak about the mother, but it is a money card for me with the sun. It speaks of success, prosperity, all-round happiness. And the tree is something to do with family. It's possibly even like a success for the family. I've got a man here, and he might be the one that's getting the gift from the fox. There's some sort of payout here. There is action being taken. Either it might be towards an ex, or I don't know specifically who, but there is a payout here. Okay, we're getting there. The poet. This is the truth. Now this is almost like, once you've had this obviously epic story, life journey, might be someone who literally just wants to write about it. This is the truth teller. This is my story. This is what's happened. Let's have a look. What's the poet saying in Scorpio's future? Can be a very soothing voice, or an artist. The poet in Scorpio's future. It is the 9 of Coins and the Page of Cups. So I don't know, I'm getting there's, after all this, there's some sort of, you know, a restitution. 2 of Coins. So we've got all the coins. We've got lots of coins now. 10 of Swords in reverse. So some sort of ending. It's already happened. The Page of Cups speaks about self-expression, you know, finding love, emotional outpouring. I feel that someone is going to be, you know, writing about their journey. I mean, it might not be like officially out there, but it's almost like how I got to my 9 of Pentacles. I'm seeing this as a reflection. Someone, you know, looking at themselves closely. If this is someone who didn't in the past, they are in the future. Someone looking at it. It's almost like the mirror is reflecting the past, is what I'm saying. It's like, look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. I am getting a real sense of pride that someone has been through the mill and they've come out. No, I'm not going to say smelling of roses. It's not that. It's just with a newfound healthy sense of self. You know, self-regard for themselves. And the coins with the poet in Scorpio's future. Oh, crikey. 2 of Coins. Right, see, this is the what getting this avenging energy. 2 of Coins for Scorpio's future. And this is this fucking woman, I swear to God. Page of Cups. I don't know. There's a dodgy bloke here and all. Page of Cups. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. put the Singer of Intuition at the base of the deck, which is all the way through your reading. We've already covered all of that off. So now this can be mother and father. Again, I think I had an Aries field. Was that Aries or was that Gemini? I'm not sure. Bodacious Bojack is self-sabotage. It doesn't need to represent an individual, but if it were to, it would be a meddlesome, confused old man who likes to, you know, create all sorts of gossip, and he just likes to confuse things. He's a bit of a riddler, and he thinks you should be grateful for his input here. And the She of the Cruach can speak about pregnancy and motherhood, radiating comfort and warmth. That's not what's happening because she's in reverse. And we've now got the, what's my boy's name? Luminous Doom in reverse. I mean, this is someone who's utterly depressed. It's very similar to my soul shrinking energy. In fact, they're cousins. It's someone that is very self-defeatist, very self-pitying, self-destructive. And I'm telling you now, from the amount of personal readings I've done, there is nothing you can say to this person that will lift them out. There's no amount of encouragement, positive, you know, instruction, comfort that you can give somebody when they're this low. They won't listen. So low. So I feel that's kind of underlying energy, and I'm coming back to all this, like, you know, avenging stuff and whatnot. I do feel whoever I'm reading for here is coming out the other side. They are looking back and they're seeing how far they've come. And there is an outlet here in terms of an emotional outpouring, and it might not, you know, be something that reaches the masses, but it might be your own journal. I am really feeling somebody has recovered, put themselves back on their feet, and is feeling pretty proud of themselves, like to the point I actually feel quite emotional for them. They've been through something here, and yet under all this, now this might all be like, you know, past energy, or it might be lingering energy, but it can also be people around you. It's almost like you've come good, you've done good, you've got out the other side, and there are individuals that you maybe leave behind, you don't want to connect with anymore. You're just too different. You've changed so much through the experience, and there's, you know, this is kind of negative. So let's take you some advice, Scorpio. Please let me know if this resonates. Not all of it will, some of it will, some of it won't. The cards are never wrong, but I can see a different story. I've got my own lens, obviously. If you'd like a personal, all my information is below, along with Reiki. My rates have all gone up, so make no apology. I was gonna, but I'm not. Advice for Scorpio. My clairvoyant Scorpio. I have to go and listen to something to get that song out my head. It's just burling constantly. Animal guardian, the same advice as Aries. You have to listen to Aries. There's definitely a crossover. And here's my warrior. And that Knight of Swords is the warrior. That Knight of Swords is the one who's taken action to write something here. Yeah. Trust your instincts. Do not doubt them. Trust your visions. Trust your dreams. You know, obviously, you know, don't take them literally. But someone has to stand their ground here. Either for themselves or for someone else. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you find that useful. Look after yourselves. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.